Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today, I'm going to share with you how I did a complete makeover of our bathroom. So we bought this house in 2020 off of the builder, and of course it had basic finishing with builder grade material. The bathroom particularly was one place we never liked after moving in. It was dark and gloomy, right from lighting to the paint color and the tiles. Nothing really worked. Worse still, the shower walls and bath pan became so hard to get clean only after a year of use. Plus, water was leaking into the drywall, as you can see here, and the bath pan was just a mess even though we cleaned it regularly. Mold was growing under the caulking because water was getting in there and not properly draining. It was a mess. And so, at the request of my wife, I started looking for a contractor to at least fix the shower for us. Contractors are so hard to come by in our area, but we finally found one who quoted us $16,000 for just the shower. And of course you know what happened next. We obviously didn't have any $16,000 lying around, so I had to get to work. And the rest is history. Let's get building. Initially, I was just gonna tackle the shower, but then I thought, why not the whole bathroom? After all, I can do it. After thinking through and planning out what colors, tiles, paint and the overall functionality and aesthetics, demolishing begun. I removed the shower glass, the toilet, mirror, lights and vanity. Initially I was going to demo the whole shower, but then I came across a video on YouTube on how to tile over tile. This definitely was a game changer. Check out Jeff from Renovision channel. He breaks it down nicely. When removing the shower glass, you have to cut through the silicone. Then there are a few screws you need to locate and remove from the frame once the glass is out of the frame. And there you have it, glass door gone. First of many steps in this process. The glass can be quite heavy though when removed, so be sure you have someone give you a hand when lifting it away. I went ahead to remove the remaining shower fixtures. At this point, I had researched my options for vanity, toilet, shower glass, and other things I was going to replace. I ordered this vanity from Wayfair. Next, I went on to remove the plumbing works under the vanity and get rid of the old vanity. All the cabinet doors were removed too. Next was the actual sink. This was quite a challenging task as it was glued down tight to the cabinet, but it finally came off. And this was how I got the sink from upstairs, down to the garage, and to the curb. Not sure what anyone can learn from this step though other than, get someone to give you a hand. This was pretty heavy. I didn't film when I was taking out the cabinets, but that was much easier than the sink. The space was getting cleared up bit by bit. The only thing left to be removed at this point was the toilet, and the light fixtures later on. So now I was going to start on the tiling. Since I was going to tile over the existing tile, I had to make sure the surface was rough enough to hold the new tile. There's a product specifically for this. It's called Mapei Eco Prime Grip. You basically apply it with a roller on the wall and it dries with this rough, very coarse feel. And that is how it looked after the application. Next, I gave the whole shower 2 coats of waterproofing. This was also a Mapei product. I don't think this step was necessary since I didn't remove the existing tile, but just didn't want to take any chances. I also spray painted these 2 shower fixtures black since I was not going to replace them. Now we start tiling. I picked this tile cutter up from Lowe's and it did a good job. This was my very first cut I think, and I had to take my time with it. No idea what I was doing, other than the dozen videos I had watched on tiling. But the process is basically measure, score, and break. Mixed up my first mortar and just like that, one side of the shower was tiled. I went on to tile the other 2 sides. I got this black tile edge from Home Depot. A hint here, since I was tiling over the existing tile, I used 2 edges on each side. And it did turn out great. To install these, you just apply some mortar, cut the edge strip to size and just stick it in the mortar to hold it in place. Now, it was time to apply some grout. One thing to note here is, you definitely want to remove any mortar in the grout lines before grouting. And don't let it get too hard before you attempt to dig it out. I learned this the hard way. Things were starting to come together at this point. I still had a lot to do, but getting the tiling out of the way definitely shone some light at the end of the tunnel. For the flooring, I picked up these floating vinyl tiles from Menards. They are click-lock just like any floating floor, and came together pretty easily. I also got this black rectangular shower niche on the right side here from Home Depot which fit perfectly. Then this new black shower head from Menards to match the theme. And in case you are wondering about the shower pan, yes, it's the same stained one. I got this epoxy product from Amazon for refinishing bathtubs and it did the trick for this shower pan. Came out great. The vanity had just arrived at this point and I must say, this was the best $50 I've spent in my whole life to have this delivered to my location of preference. No way I could have brought this upstairs by myself as it came in one piece, with the double sinks already installed on the cabinet. I just had to deal with installing the new faucets I purchased separately and dealing with the plumbing works. But yeah, no heavy lifting involved. Here I was just basically working on putting together the faucets and getting the plumbing work together. Lots of pieces, but not hard if you just follow the included instructions. And of course, some YouTube videos. I was just adding a thin bead of plumber's putty here for the base of the faucet. Net I went on to patch the holes on the wall. Removing the old vanity and sink did cause some damages on the walls, as well as holes from the previous fixtures like the towel rack, mirrors and so on. First I sanded lightly. Put a mesh on, then a couple of coats of drywall patching compound. Sanded in between and after the last coat to get a smoother finish. This particular compound, when applied, is pink. Turns white when it's dry, so you know when to either apply a second coat and move on to sand and paint. Once it was all dry, I sanded and painted the whole wall white. I don't have any footage of the painting so you won't see it, but painting is not the hardest thing to do. I wanted to add some more lights in the bathroom as it had always been a little dark. What I did was to extend the wiring from one of the wall lights and added a pot light right above the shower. I don't know why the builder decided not to do that. It was a bit of a pain getting work done in the attic, but was so worth it once I got it done. And that is the hole I put in for the new light. My attic has this blow-in insulation everywhere, so it's a bit challenging, but I managed to get it done. Just FYI, if you ever need to work in an attic that has this type of insulation, make sure you have a good mask on. And cover your arms and legs as this stuff can irritate your skin. And there you have it. The new light is now in place. Daisy chaining new light fixtures is not the most difficult thing to do. I always turn off the breakers though before I do any of this. At this point, things were really beginning to come together. I had to run to Home Depot to get some new baseboards. And yeah, they seem to agree too. Cut it yourself. Then I installed the new toilet. I didn't record much of that, but there are a lot of videos on YouTube on how to remove and install toilets. I got this toilet from Wayfair. It's a one-piece toilet and auto flushes. Also, the seat is heated, which is super nice. And this is how everything looked at this point. I only had the shower door left to install and some decor to add. I got this tall cabinet from Amazon for additional storage. And the wood slat panels I got from the Wood Veneer Hub. Was a bit expensive, but I later found similar products on Amazon, and that is what I used in our kitchen project, which I will share at some point. Now was time to assemble and install the shower door. I got this from Lowe's. A bit time consuming as I had to cut the metal crossbars to size and I didn't quite have the right tool for that. Did work out at the end of the day though. I also made a mistake and drilled 3 holes on the wrong side of the shower. Not a super big deal. These can be easily plugged with black hole plugs to match. And that was it. All the pieces on the walls and the decor were from Amazon and HomeGoods. I will try and add links to them. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to give this a like, share and subscribe, and I hope to see you on my next video. Bye for now.